Rock and Roll Geek Show 1103.
Still rocking after all these years.
This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
This is it, the show that started it all. Often imitated, but never equal. From San Francisco, USA, online since 2004. It's the one and only Rock and Roll Geek Show. With the original Rock and Roll Geek, Michael Butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is Saturday, November 13th, 2021, and it is 6:44 p.m. when I'm recording the show, and I'm going to give you a little heads up that I'm so tired. How tired am I? Well, I'm glad you asked. I am so tired that I could pass out during the show, so it could happen, friends. Why am I tired? Well, first of all, I've been working my ass off. I was listening to Phil Henry the other day, and that guy, that character came on. They did a best of that character. He'll do best of one character sometimes, and that character was on the show. And that character, I'm not sure that his name. He's some sort of a biologist, a marine biologist or something, and he dedicates his life to saving animals, but he doesn't like animals. But he saves them anyway, and because he doesn't like them because the animals are disrespectful. And he pulled out the "I worked my ass off" line a couple of times, and one time he goes, "I worked my fucking ass off." Oh, I laugh out loud at work listening to that guy. If you've never heard the Phil Henry podcast, friends, that is the genius show of all shows. Anyway, why am I so fucking tired? Fucking tired! Well, Monday I'd planned on doing a show. I went to the mountains over the weekend, last weekend. Tried to get some squirrels and stuff like that, and it had rained previously, and I go up there to accidentally drop some bird seed by the tree stand for next year. And I look on the tree stand, and there is, at the bottom of the tree stand, there's this a lion's mane mushroom on the very same tree that the tree stand is on. If you don't know what a lion's mane mushroom is, well, you know, if you've listened to Mad at Dad, you know I got into foraging for edible mushrooms. Lion's mane mushroom, this thing was about as big as a watermelon. It's white, and it has like, look up lion's mane mushroom. It has like hair. It's pure white, and it has like hair dangling. It has the texture of crab. I could not believe it when I found this thing. And then I look over another tree, and there's another lion's mane mushroom. So I found two lion's mane mushrooms. Then we're walking the dogs. I found porcini mushrooms. I found puffball mushrooms. I found all these edible mushrooms right in my backyard. Oh, it was so nice. I took the lion's mane because some of the mushrooms you can't dry out, and to preserve lion's mane mushroom, people make crab cakes out of lion's mane mushroom. They'll do vegan crab cakes because it has the texture of crab. It doesn't really taste like crab, but it tastes like mushrooms. But the way to preserve that, I hope this is entertaining, friends. I promise you I'll get to the rock talk, okay? I'm going to do tonight's show. I got a Kiss Kruise on the scene report from my friend Jay Donelly of MadPod. Track by track of the New Darkness. And other things to talk about, okay? So anyway, back to the mushrooms. So stay tuned, friends, or hit the fast forward button, whichever. So the way to preserve lion's mane mushrooms is you have to cook them first. And then what I did is I cooked them in butter, and then once you do that, you put them in a bag and you freeze them. So that's what I did. So I cooked them in butter and froze them. I cooked also some of the puff balls on the grill, and also I dried the porcinis out. So I cooked the puff balls. I know I found some other ones too, some other edible mushrooms. Anyway, I cooked the mushrooms on the Traeger pellet grill, along with some other things that I made, and they were quite delicious. And pardon me, I'm about to burp up a Modelo or a Tecate, a 30-pack of Tecate for $20 on sale. So let me take another sip that I just burped. So I cooked some lion's mane mushrooms. They're in the freezer, and I'm going to make crab cakes out of them. But on Friday, yesterday, I went out crabbing in the kayak and got 7 Dungeness crabs and 1 rock crab. So I'm going to mix those. I just had a crab feast just now for dinner. Oh, man, was it good. With some garlic noodles and some roasted Dungeness crab. Oh, boy, was it delicious. So tomorrow, the wife's going to shell the rest of the crab, and I'm going to mix the crab with the lion's mane mushroom, and we're going to have crab and mushroom cakes. Oh. Follow the Instagram, friends, Rock and Roll Geek, don't ask, and you can see pictures of all the feasts. So that's one thing. So I had, anyway, so when I drove back from the mountain house on Monday, I'd planned on doing a show, and instead I went to work. I got home early enough to help the guy who has been helping me paint, this guy Luis, because I needed to finish this job so I could start another job. Like I said, I've been working my ass off, my fucking ass off. And so I helped him work. And by the time I got off work, I was so fucking tired. And I said, well, I'm not going to do a show. I'll do a show on Wednesday. No, I'll do a show tomorrow. Tuesday rolled around, and I was even more tired from working my fucking ass off. Then I had band practice on Wednesday, Butler's practice, because the Butlers had a gig last night in Walnut Creek at a place called the Retro Junkie. So I had band practice on Wednesday night. Then I had, then Thursday I said, all right, I promise I will do the show on Wednesday night. I don't get home from band practice until like midnight, and I wake up at 4:45 in the morning. I know, poor me. I wake up at 4:45 in the morning. I got to get up and unwind, while I'm having my coffee. And then I got to walk the dogs, and then I got to go to several paint stores and all that. So if I get up at 4:45, I barely make it to work on time. So I had to get up early. I'm on literally 4 hours of sleep. Thursday rolled around. I said, all right, I'll do a Rock and Roll Geek show on Thursday. Then I saw on Thursday that the Phil Lynott documentary called Songs for While I'm Away was playing in a movie theater in San Francisco, part of the Irish Film Festival. So I said, oh, man, I really need to go see this movie because I know it's streaming now, but you got to see it in a movie theater with a bunch of other Thin Lizzy fans. So I said, all right, I'll put off the Rock and Roll Geek show until Saturday night. By the way, the Phil Lynott movie was great. There was a bunch of Lizzy fans in the audience. It was playing at this place called the Delancey Street Theater, which is not normally a movie theater. It's a theater, but it's a private theater that they just do private events in. There was no concession stand. I said, well, they'll probably, if it's an independent theater, they'll probably he might even be selling beer. So I didn't bother bringing any beers with me. So they might be selling beers, and I'll have some beer and popcorn. Why not? So I get in there, and they're checking vaccine cards, by the way. So I had to bring my proof of vaccine and all that. So I go in there. There's nothing at the concession stand. And they were pretty laid back. They didn't really even look at my vaccine. I had it on my phone, and I just pulled it up, and the guy just saw that I was pulling it up. He said, all right, it's good enough. So I got in there. It was about 15 minutes before the movie started, and I said, well, I'm going to go see if I can find some beer somewhere. So I walked down. I said, hey, can I go out in my car? I forgot something. Hey, go ahead. They were laid back. They didn't really care. So I found a Mexican restaurant that sold Pacifico beers by the 22-ounce can. So I bought one of those, and fortunately they did not open it for me. So I carried that, I snuck that, pulled that in my jacket, or stuck it in my jacket, and snuck it into the movie theater. And so I had a Pacifico beer while I'm watching the Phil Lynott movie. Movie's good. Lots of good footage. They had Scott Gorham is in it. Eric Bell, the first guitar player. I liked him. He was very humble and soft-spoken, and I liked him. They did not talk to Brian Robertson. He's still alive, right? Brian Robertson? I'm pretty sure he is, but I heard he's kind of whacked out. Talked to Scott Gorham. he was funny. He's kind of joking around. They talked to Midge Ur. His 2 daughters were in the movie. His ex-wife was in the movie. Very touching and lots of good Thin Lizzy footage as well. They went through his childhood. Then they go through they touch a little bit on each of the albums and in the stage of Thin Lizzy's career. Then they got to Renegade. They started to play a little bit of Renegade. Let me see if I can find a little bit of Renegade while I'm talking about this. Let's see. Thin Lizzy artist. I should have had this set up, but I'm kind of pulling this. Is kind of pulling this show out of my ass, like I say on the Facebook. Let's see, Thin Renegade happens to be one of my favorite Thin Lizzy albums. Let's see, Renegade. I'm sure you probably already heard this album, but it's one of my. There's some great songs on it, and this is they pulled up. They started to play this song. Play, yeah. And I go, yeah, they're going to talk about Renegade and Snowy White. Well, they didn't interview Snowy White. They didn't even hardly mention Snowy White. They might have mentioned his name once in the movie. This album is good, man. Chris Tangarides produced this album. He did the Exodus album I was on. He's just a boy. Let's listen to a little bit of this.
He's a rebel that has fallen down. He's a fool that blown away. To you and me.
Pretty sure Phil was on drugs when he was in this period.
He's a clown that we put
His voice sounds ragged and worn, and I love it.
He's a man that doesn't fit. He's a king.
So they played a little bit of this during the movie, which I got excited, but they didn't really talk about this album at all.
But he is a king when he's
On his own. What a song.
He's got a mic,
And that's his throne.
and when it rains, he's like the wind. To you and me, he's a renegade.
Oh. Yeah, so had a good time at that. I was so fucking tired at that movie. I said, I'm gonna probably fall asleep during this movie. I did not. But I was yawning like crazy. Then I had to get up the next morning and go to work. At the movies, I saw Craig Bearhorse from the Butlers, Danny DeWald from Reality Check, and he's the guy who did the Shockwave Skull Sessions, the Bay Area Godfathers documentary. I saw Tony Isabella, the manager of Exodus when I was in the band. She was there. It was a good time. I'm glad I saw it in the movie theater. I'm sorry I did not do the Rock and Roll Geek show, but I did get to see the movie. Oh, also on this album is great, man. One of my favorite songs here, too. No One Told Him.
He listened closely. Listen while I tell you why he loves you and what he misses mostly.
Oh, this fucking album is great.
It's pointless, it's pretending. He's got a broken heart that needs mending. You didn't tell him, you didn't want to see him again.
Also, this song is on Renegade, too. People out in Hollywood.
They say people out in Hollywood live their life out in black and white.
Now I'm getting on a Thin Lizzy kick. Oh, shit. Going down a rabbit hole, friends.
Not like in New York. Man, it's tougher. Not like in London town. Boy, you suffer. Nobody give a break when you're down on your luck.
Man, if you're only familiar with Jailbreak and Boys Are Back in Town and Cowboy Song, all right. So anyway, didn't do a show on Thursday night because I went to the Phil documentary. Again, it's called Songs for While I'm Away. I'm pretty sure it's on the streaming services now. You can rent it on Amazon Prime for like $5. I recommend it if you're a fan of Thin Lizzy or Phil. It was kind of sad in parts, but it was Huey Lewis was in it. If you don't know, I'm sure you know, Huey Lewis played on that Live and Dangerous album. He took Thin Lizzy took Clover out on tour with them and on several tours, and they became friends. And he played harmonica on some of the album, on knocking stuff off. Anyway, good time was had by me. Could not do a Rock and Roll Geek show Friday. I had to work in the daytime, and the Butlers had a gig last night, which turned out to be a pretty good gig. It was fun, although I was really tired last night. I thought I was going to maybe take a nap. I actually did get 30 minutes of sleep in before we played. Boy, was I tired. So I wasn't really jumping around as much as I normally would, but this is a tiny stage anyway. But, so here I am. It's Saturday night, and I'm doing a Rock and Roll Geek show. All right? Let's play a song. After 16 minutes, we're finally getting to a song. Well, I did play a little bit of Thin Lizzy. I'm going to start off with a band called the Bitch Queens. Let's see if I can find the press release, the record label. Spaghetti Town Records, Bitch Queens. I should have all this up on my show notes, but I don't. Okay, let's see. We all expect Swiss Action. This band is from Switzerland. Swiss Action Rockers Bitch Queen released their 5th album, Custom Dystopia, on Spaghetti Town Records. Spaghetti Town Records, I like that record label. They're a good punk rock label, and they put out a lot of good music. Here comes a burp. Pardon me. We all expected to get through the shit pile of a year with tons of new incredible music. Fact of the matter is that when you're forced off the stage and into social distancing for over 12 months, and it can go both ways. Over 12 months, we're going on 2 years now. Some just collapsed entirely into the void. Some found it to be creatively liberating. The latter turned out to be true for these 4 Swiss boys, as proven in these brand new 12 tracks. With the last remnants of shame removed, Bitch Queens went about it in their usual DIY subculture way. Their own studio, their own record label, their own festival. This is the underground of 2021. After years, decades even, of self-regulation and uninspired recycling of old cliches, the punk rock scene has been grudgingly peering over to modern and much more provocative music styles while staying absolutely true to their core. Enough of the Bitch Queens. Their album is called Custom Dystopia. Man, if you like punk rock, you will love this album. Top to bottom, it is a quality album. I have it here. Okay. I'm going to start off with a song called The Worst Thing. Kirk Crawford posted a song called Fuck You, Emily. And when I heard that, I said, oh, shit, I got to go listen. I got to go find this record. And I looked in my emails, and sure enough, I had a download link from Spaghetti Town Records. Thank you, Spaghetti Town, for sending me full records, by the way. I really appreciate it. Top to bottom, this album is fucking rocking and catchy as hell. Little bit like Turbo Negro, but a little bit more melodic as well. The song I'm going to play sounds a lot like, doesn't sound like American Heartbreak, but it reminds me of American Heartbreak. I sent Casey the song Fuck You, Emily, and he said it sounded like American Heartbreak too. This one is even more like American Heartbreak. Maybe I'll play Fuck You, Emily later on in the show. But I do have the Kiss Cruise report to get to, the Darkness track by track of Motorheart. By the way, Motorheart's not coming out until another week, and I pre-ordered it on Amazon, but somehow a advanced copy came up in my email or somehow on my computer mysteriously, and I don't have the show notes, but I figure it's close enough to the release, so I probably may not get like nailed by the Darkness guys if I do a track by track. So we'll listen to that together too, friends. I don't know if anybody else is going to be previewing the songs a week before they come out. So if you don't have it, another good reason to stick around or hit the fast forward button. I forgot where I was here. Oh yeah. So this song reminds me a little of American Heartbreak, and it's a kind of an anthem for heartbroken people. And I love, love, love this tune. This album will definitely be in my top 10. It's going to be probably pretty high up there. If you like good hard punk rock with great tunes, friends, look for this album called Custom Dystopia by the Bitch Queens. This song is called The Worst Thing. Man, that is good. As they say on the Facebook, that is my wheelhouse. It's so fucking catchy and energetic and full of attitude and of heartbreak. The Bitch Queens. Man, if you like I said, if you like punk rock, go find that album because that album is fucking good. Whew. All right. Before we continue, by the way, this proves that I am not trying, that I don't really care if I get more listeners to the show, because if I post the title Darkness Motorheart track by track and somebody tunes in because they Googled it, and they get 15 minutes of a guy talking about being tired and working his fucking ass off, and then he talks about hunting mushrooms, and then he talks about thin. Never gets to the darkness track by track. That proves, anybody who tunes in, finding it on Google to get the darkness track by track because they saw it in the title. 25 minutes in, then he gets to a donation segment. They're gone. So we just weeded out all the people who were just Googling darkness track by track. It's just us now, friends. All right. Speaking of us, without you giving donations to the rock and roll. Oh, Don's calling me. Let's see what Don has to say. My friend Don from the dog park. Now they tuned in for the darkness track by track, and they hear me talking to my 85-year-old friend. Hold on. Hey, Don.
How you doing, Mike?
I'm okay. What's going
on? Is your wife back to work?
Yeah.
Oh, she is. Okay. Well, I phoned her, but I didn't get an answer. Anyhow,
call her again.
Next week, I'm going to make an appointment to go see the doctor over at St. Mary's.
Okay.
And I'm going to need a ride.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Call her and let her know.
Yeah. Well, I haven't got it yet. I'm not going to call them now. I don't think they're even around the office, but I'll call them on Monday.
Okay.
And get an appointment so he can look at my leg.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
Yeah.
There you go. A little update from my friend Don, 85-year-old friend. Oh, thank you for tuning in, people who Googled darkness. Okay. So, let's thank some people who donated to the Rock and Roll Geek Show, friends, because without your donations, as you know, this show would die horrible, putrid, stench-filled, getting an infection on your leg and having to go to the doctor because you got diabetes and you only take one shower every 2 weeks, and you wear a diaper and shit in your pants, kind of death. All right. Oh, it's a value for value, friends, which could explain why the donations are a little bit low, but fuck it. Thank you, everybody who donates to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. Let's find some music to play in the background. Here, this was sent to me by my friend Michael Street, friend of the Rock and Roll Geek Show and friend of mine. Let me take a sip of this fine. I still have a little bit of Tecate left, so I'm going to be at backwash soon when I take a sip of this. Michael Street sent me a band called the Red Locusts, which consists of Rick Springfield, Matt, and Greg Bissonette. Greg Bissonette is I think Matt Bissonette is in Rick Springfield's band. I'm pretty sure. In his normal Rick Springfield band. Greg Bissonette is the drummer for David Lee Roth, Eat 'Em and Smile era. After hearing the first song, it was actually the first two songs. I listened to the first two songs back to back. I had a huge smile on my face. I was like, yes, Rick Springfield playing power pop. What's not to love? Then I started getting to the third song, and it's Beatlesque. Then I get to the fourth song, and it's Beatles ripoff. Fifth song, more Beatles ripoff, and then my smile turned to frown. So let's listen to that in the background while we are thanking people who donated to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. Now, this first song is great. Let it play. You'll be smiling, too, if you're a Rick Springfield pop fan.
I am happy.
Listen to that.
Under the rainbow.
Oh, as soon as I heard that, I'm like, yes, this is going to be good.
I am happy here.
Catchy as hell.
Benedict and Paul all within a stone's throw. Let all the bluebirds fly. I'm content here just to lie underneath the rainbow. it only makes you wish for more. Look at what you're asking for, it's all within you. Somewhere there's a dreaming sea, your water taxi waits for free. And if you really want to see, your eyes will open. And at some point there's a knife.
There are several ways you can donate to the Rock and Roll Geek Show, friends. As you well know, the song is really good. Let's let it go a little bit longer before I thank people.
Let all the bluebirds fly. I'm content here just to lie underneath the rainbow as it spans the twilight sky. Don't shoot the messenger with the news if you won't stand there in his shoes. When music only brings the blues, you're still a dancer. Send the word and make it true. The sky lights up a deeper blue, and if the word comes back to you, you found your answer. The clouds will rearrange.
You know, I might have to interrupt this donation segment because I just got a message that Paul Stanley may be calling into the show. Yeah, they tuned in to hear the Darkness track by track review. So the reason Paul Stanley was going to call in is because his sister came out on her social media or whatever. I think I'm getting a call here. Let me answer it. Check. Hello? Is this Paul?
Woo! What's up, Michael Butler? It's Paul Stanley.
Hey,
How
Paul!
you doing?
I got a guy who was at the Kiss Cruise, gonna do a Kiss Cruise review. He was on the Kiss Cruise and he saw you there.
Woo! Did he see me with Tuck Smith and the Restless Hearts?
Were they on the Kiss Cruise?
Of course.
Oh,
Of course they were.
He didn't mention that. Of course he didn't mention that because he's an asshole. He doesn't even know who Tuck Smith is.
Who is that? Dave Slusher?
Oh, it's a guy named Jay Donelly. You know,
Jay Donelly. Not a fan. Not a fan.
Not a
How's
fan.
it going,
yet.
Michael Butler?
I'm super great. Couldn't be better. How about you?
I'm good. Excuse me if there's any reception issues. I'm calling you from the road right now.
I hear you.
We are on our Kiss farewell tour, final farewell tour.
How long's that gonna last?
It's been going for about 17 years, and I said we probably got about 7 more to go.
Yeah, that's good. You know
Yeah,
that
it's pretty good.
you know your sister was on social media talking. She hates your guts. Apparently, you know that.
Well, that's why I'm calling in, Michael
Oh, really?
Butler. I want to set the record straight about my no-good, two-timing, loudmouth sister.
Uh-huh.
That bitch don't know what she's talking about. You know, you read the thing, you read the article, and 1 minute she's saying I'm no good, I'm a piece of shit, and the next sentence she's talking about how I just basically support her ass.
Oh, really? Do you support her?
Of course I do. I support everyone in the family, and of course I'm heartbroken that my father has passed on, but I was on the road. The Kiss Army deserves nothing but 100% Paul Stanley, the star child. So I got to give it to him, and if I can't be home to mourn my father, so be it.
She said that you badmouth your dad in your book and you never even talked to him. Now all of
Well,
a sudden you're so close to him. Is that true?
Listen, I had to talk to him all the time. Every time he called on asking me for money, someone's got to send the money to Dad. Of course I talk to him.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Woo-hoo.
Did you call your sister a cunt?
I didn't say that. I called her a loudmouth bitch.
Oh, okay. Hey, what about your guitar tech? He died of COVID, fully vaccinated. What's the deal with that?
Well, listen, Michael Butler, I do believe he was actually only one half vaxxed. He'd only had the single shot. He didn't get that second shot. So, but everyone's dying of COVID these days. What we do is we host super spreader events. It's actually called the Kiss Farewell Super Spreader Hasta La Vista Tour, baby.
Yeah. Go down with the ship.
That's right. Sinking with the Titanic.
Is that why you spit? Because you had COVID. You and Gene both had COVID. Is that why you spit pics onto the crowd?
Michael Butler, the Kiss experience is it's a fan in band interaction. So sometimes you gotta spit sticks. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm kind of a sprayer anyways.
Yeah.
I say it and I spray it.
Yeah.
And that's how we do it. That's how the love gun likes to fire off. And so sometimes I gotta just spread pics across with my mouth. That's what we do. Some people suspect that this all might be a big ruse, a hoax of some sort of government conspiracy.
Oh, you mean the COVID?
The COVID, all of it.
Have you guys thought of writing a song about COVID?
It's called Psycho COVID Circus, Michael Butler. We're actually working on it right now. Me and Gene are having a little bit of issues. I got my verses done, but Gene hasn't come up with his choruses yet. Gene's getting a little lazy in his older years. I must say.
Can you give us a little preview on some of the lyrics of the verse?
Yeah. Let me warm up my.
Put you on the spot. Didn't I, Paul?
Yeah. So it goes like this. Tonight, I'm gonna spray it onto you.
Yeah, I like it.
In the darkness, there's so much COVID to do. Because we spread it all around. We go from town to town, spreading our COVID disease around. Woo! Because it's a phony. Yeah, so something like that, and then Gene's supposed to come in with the other hook, but he's been failing us.
Yeah, I guess I should have told you about this so you could work this bit or the part of this bit up better, huh?
Yeah, well, I'm on the phone with Michael Butler right now. It's Paul Stanley calling in to the Rock and Roll Geek Show.
Who you talking? Yeah. Who you talking to? Your cunt sister?
No, it's not my sister. There's some groupies on the side of the bus right now.
Ooh.
You hear that? Oh, you hear that picking up? I'm on my headset. I don't know. Excuse me. Hey,
what do they look like?
Sweet Paul. Oh, she's got a beauty, a real true beauty. She's shaking her hair. She's got an aquanet in it. It's about 4 feet tall. Gene Simmons. Oh, what's Gene? Tell me something. What is it, Gene? She's naked. She's driving past us naked.
Yo, she's naked, huh?
She's naked. She's got Ace Frehley painted on her titties.
Ooh. Nice. She got nice breasts.
Beautiful, large bosom. And speaking of breasts and sisters, my no grateful sister, she acts like I never do anything for her. My sister was in that scene with me in Decline of Western Civilization Part 2, laying on the bed. One of those was my sister. That's
really?
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was my sister, my cousin, and my auntie surrounding Paul Stanley, making me look good. Because I'm a style child, baby. I'm the lover boy. You know what I'm saying?
You're starting to sound a little bit like Tuck Smith now that you mention it.
Oh, well, hang on for 1 second. Gene Simmons is pulling on my sweatshirt. Oh. What is it? Oh, my nephew. Oh, my nephew's here with me, too. He's 8 years old.
Oh,
he's riding shotgun. He's on the bus. He's playing video games in the back with, what's his name? Vinnie Vincent? Who's my guitar player right now? Tommy Thayer. Sorry, excuse me.
Tommy Thayer, that's right.
Tommy Thayer. Vinnie Vincent. It's a TTVV.
Yeah.
So what's going on new with you, Michael Butler? I saw you got some crabbins.
I got some crab yesterday. We just ate some. I was hoping you were going to come over for dinner and do the bit live in studio. I was going to have some crab, but you didn't make it.
Oh, man, I didn't know I was invited in person. Well, I'm out on the road right now. I'm actually in Detroit, heading to Detroit. But, and I'm sorry that I missed your call earlier. Eddie Trunk kept blowing up my phone. He's pretty tight with me, too. So
really?
Texting nonstop. That guy is crazy.
Yeah, he texts everybody.
That's all he does. He texts and he shows up and he hosts. He hosts until, he wants to get on the next Kiss Cruise. He actually wants to be the boat.
All right. Well, Paul, this bit's starting to fall apart. So
It is. I'm sorry. This is the last minute. I did have no preparation time. I'll plan up next. My good friend Nikki Sixx might be calling soon to talk about the stadium tour and the 40th anniversary of Too Fast for Love and all that. What is it, Gene? What is it?
Gene doesn't want to come on the show. Gene doesn't want to talk.
Gene, would you like to talk to Mr. Michael Butler for a moment?
No, get off the phone. We're getting late.
Well, Gene doesn't sound this.
Wait.
It's late. Gene Simmons wants some pizza.
Gene doesn't sound the same when he's not on stage. His voice is a little bit shriller off stage. I guess that's part of the persona.
That's called, he's 82 years old now. That's called losing your timber.
Yeah.
Timber.
No, I'm 69 years old.
Oh, he's how old?
59.
How old, dude?
59.
Oh, yeah.
There's the Gene.
You're supposed to say 69, dude.
59. I am 69.
Michael Butler, it's always a pleasure to speak to you. I'm sorry that we're getting into a spotty reception zone, but I'll tell you what, let's get something scheduled. We'll have a more intensive interview coming up real soon, maybe on the next podcast.
All right, sounds good.
Love you, buddy.
All right, love you. All right.
Love you, love gun. Oh, love gun.
All right.
Farewell, Michael Butler.
All right. There you go. A little cameo, a little impromptu, unexpected call from the great Paul Stanley. All right, back to the donation segment.
I am happy here under the rainbow.
So as I was saying, this song is great.
In a stone's throw,
Then
bluebirds fly. I'm content here just to lie.
I might as well just get to the donation. Why not? You can donate through Patreon. Go to patreon.com/RNRGeek like the following people did. Joe Pawlak, $16.66. Oh, the song's almost over now. I got one guy's name in here. So anyway, this is a great tune. Following song is also a good tune. Thank you, Tim Schall, $15. Kirk Crawford, $12.77. Dan Gerawan, $10. Joseph Coyne, $10. Michael Street, the guy who sent me this, $7.50. Steve Scouller, $6.65. My podcast mentor and co-host of Mad at Dad, $5.55. Mad at Dad is dead. Long live Mad at Dad. By the way, the Dexter reboot just started, and I got a call from Jasper because we used to talk about Dexter on Good Clean Fun, and Jasper mentioned. I'm losing my voice. Jasper mentioned since Mad at Dad is dead, maybe pulling Good Clean Fun out of the vaults, but it's probably not going to happen. But something nice to wish for anyway. Mad at Dad is dead. Long live Mad at Dad, and long live Good Clean Fun as well. Thank you, Betty Wood, $5. Oh, dog's coming through. This song's good. Thank you, Brad Schultz, $5. Brad Shick, $5. Brian Springer, $5. Chiaki Hinohara, my good friend and co-host of the Metal Moment podcast and Japanese Metalhead Show. I wish you were here having crab with me, Chiaki. Cole Thornton, $5. Oh, Chiaki, $5. Dan McBride, $5. Erik Klein, $5. Fred and Ginny Bunke, $5. Grant Farquhar, $5. All right, so that song is good too. Then this happened. Beatles ripoff. I said, okay, it's a ballad. Starts off okay.
Boy, look what you've done.
That's pretty good.
You've barely begun.
So my smile is still kind of halfway on.
You're meant to be young face in the sun. Don't bury and run.
Rick Springfield's got such a great voice.
From Guinevere's castle. Raise up your glasses, salute the masses.
Grant Farquhar, $5. James Shapiro, $5. Jamie Jefford, $5. Justin Lefkowitz, $5. Martin Clowley, $5. Michael Brown, one of my oldest friends, $5. Paul Smith, $5. Let's get to the chorus here. Oh, verse. All right, so this song is nice.
Girl, you are someone.
All right, we'll get it through the Patreon, and then I'll move to the next song.
Who gets back on?
Where was I? Grant Farquhar, $5. James Shapiro. Did I talk? Wait a minute. I'll go back up. Dan McBride, $5. Cole Thornton, $5. Erik Klein, $5. Fred and Ginny Bunke, $5. Grant Farquhar, $5. James Shapiro, $5. Jamie Jefford, $5. Justin Lefkowitz, $5. Martin Clowley, $5. I went back too far, sorry. Michael Brown, $5. Paul Smith, $5. Robert Harvey, $5. Steve T. Steve Trice, $5. Ted Wilbrecht, $5. Tony Feld, $5. Tony Field, $5. Mike Hellier, £4. Derek Coward from Comic Book Noise, $3. Mike Dixon, $3. Chad Burns, $2.50. Mike Dixon, $3. Oh, I'm losing my place. Chad Burns, $2.50. Paul Rube, $2.25. Adrian Boschon, Bosch Rock on the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook page, which I did not create, but I do approve. People just got to answer 2 questions so that I know you are not some football player trying to lie to us and tell us he got vaccinated. Strip that motherfucker of all his endorsement deals for not being vaxxed. Get in line, motherfucker. All right. Adrian Boschon, $2. Ben Gaddis, $2. Bruce McMillan, $2. Eric Stowell, $2. Matthew Hunt, $2. Patrick Shanahan, $2. Paul Underwood, maker of Underwood's Fine Barbecue Sauce, $2. Rock and Roll Plebe, Erik the Rock and Roll Plebe, $1.42. 3 Legs, 4 Wheels, $1. Amy Bowen, $1. Arnie Stash, Corey Kohler, John Richardson, and finally Mark Mazzei, all $1. All right, so the first 3 songs are okay. Then you get this. Miss Daisy Hawkins. All the lonely people, right? They start pulling out every Beatles cliche.
You dreamed of a life, or did a life dream of you? You were the girl with kaleidoscope.
Girl with kaleidoscope eyes.
Pushed out of you.
So I'm thinking, oh no. Okay, they're influenced by the Beatles.
Just pick up the rice, heed Mackenzie's advice. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Miss Daisy Hawkins, I know you can hear me. Your life ended so.
Nothing against the Beatles, but do we need another Beatles ripoff? Okay, you're paying tribute to the Beatles. Okay, then the next song. I got up, I got a bid, I wrapped the coat around my right.
Brave face on when you ask me.
I'm losing it. I say, well, you tricked us by having 2 good songs.
What to say? Big fake smile and a false apology.
Thank you to the people on PayPal who donate. I know this donation segment's going long. We're already 50 minutes into this thing. Ryan Springer with a $100 donation saved the show this month. Kirk Crawford also saved the show with $50 again. He also donated from Patreon and $50 on PayPal. Richard Fusey, $25. Pardon me, I burped my fine Medell or Tecate. Richard Fusey also saved the show with $25.
Lift me up 'cause you got me.
Then you got this song. Backwards. Beatles did backwards stuff, and it's got like the sitar. Really? Come on, Rick Springfield. Richard Strom, $20. Douglas Free, $20. Jeff and Sherry Thielalaki, $10. Todd Cunningham, friend of the show and friend of mine, $10. Dave Franco, $10. James Venners, $10. Greg Brofer, $10, who's at the Cheap Trick show tonight, I think, or it was last night. Dave Jackson, School of Podcasting, $10. That's somebody else singing. Besides the fact it's not that good of a song. BJ Lisco, $10. Ralph Miller, friend of the show and friend of mine, $10. Blake Johnson, $10. Yeah, all right. Insert your name here. Next song. Blake Johnson, $10. Jason Shepard, $10. John Offenlock, $5. Jennifer Wilbrecht, $5. I'm glad you can't. Gerald Carroll, maybe you disagree with me and think this is good. If you like it, it's called The Red Locust. Go look for it.
Always one.
I'll post a link on rockandrollgeek.com where you can buy this.
And I would be anything, a poet, a pawn, a king.
Jennifer Wilbrecht, $5. Gerald Carroll, $5. Robert Scott, $5. Brett Garsky, $5. Andrew Howe, $5. Christopher Del Grande, $5. Jace Lesniewski, $5. Peter Spark, $5. Benjamin Muller, $5. John Tennis, $5. Greg Long, $5. Eric Lentz, $5. Michael Williams, $5. Robert Giglio, $5. Jason Wendleton, $5. Or excuse me, $2. Brian Gradich, $2. Deborah Dreyfus, that's your real name, $2. By the way, I received the new Bridget West Lockdown in the mail. Maybe I'll play something from that later if I have time. We're already an hour into this, and I'm gonna fall asleep.
The flame, if you won't play.
Jason Wendleton, $2. Where am I? Deborah Dreyfus, okay. Vincent Crimmy, $2. William Moffat, $2. Lassie Satzvedhagen, $2. And finally, Adam Brachet, $2.
Imagine that everything's true. A parlor game, you live on Park.
All right, this one is not really that much Beatles, but how about this one? Helter Skelter. And yeah, at this point, I'm like, come on, man. All right, thank you to everybody who donates to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. It's a value for value. If you got any value out of this train wreck, please do what you can, friends. You can buy on Amazon. Click one of the Amazon links at rockandrollgeek.com. I'll get a little kickback. Very little, but I'll get a kickback. Call other shows. Promote the Rock and Roll Geek Show on other shows. Said the guy who doesn't care about promotion.
You've served that kind.
But I do like to hear my name on Eddie Trunk.
Fight all you despise.
thank you everybody who donates to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. Without your donations, this show would die a horrible, putrid, stench-filled death. Kill it! Okay. All right, I also have a show review from Chuck Speer, the Rock and Roll Hoosier, Soul Asylum, coming up as well. So we got a lot to get to tonight. Am I going to be able to stay awake through it, or are we going to have to put the darkness off? We'll get it. We'll fit it in. I will make time. I will do it in my sleep tonight, friends. I'm taking it for you. That didn't come out right. But okay. My friend Jay Donelly, who used to do a podcast called Mad Pod. I think he killed the show, but then he did a video show as well with this dummy, a ventriloquist dummy. I think he brought the ventriloquist dummy on the Kiss Cruise. So he goes on the Kiss Cruise every year. This is Kiss Cruise 10. And he said, "Would you like me to do some reporting from the Kiss Cruise?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. That sounds like fun. Please do." So here is his reporting. Okay.
Welcome to Kiss Cruise 10. I'm Jay Donelly for MadPod.com and Rock and Roll Geek.
Rock and Roll Geek. My show's called Rock and Roll Geek. It's the Rock and Roll Geek Show, Jay Donnelly, but I don't expect you to listen.
We're getting ready to embark on the cruise with Kiss, Night Ranger, Queensryche, Lilac, the Bruce Kulick Band, and many more.
Tuck Smith and the Restless Hearts, according to Paul Stanley.
And there's a lot more to come on Kiss Cruise 10. Everything went smooth leading up to the Sail Away show with Kiss. They did an electric show this year, which is different. And
so while he's playing, this is a video he sent me, and while he's doing this, Paul Stanley is making a toast to everybody that's joined the Kiss Cruise. I don't know how much this thing costs, but
did the traditional toast, and Paul Stanley did a little tribute toast to Franz Stuber, who was his longtime guitar tech
who died of COVID. I heard he was fully vaccinated. Then I heard on Eddie Trunk that the guy faked his vaccine, which could be spin, but it's not very nice. But if it is spin, it's not a very nice spin to put on your dead guitar tech. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say, I don't know why they would even say that about his guitar tech who he really loves. I mean, if he did fake his vaccine, would you tell everybody that your beloved guitar tech that you love so much faked getting vaccinated? Wouldn't you just say, "I love the guy and I'm sorry he's dead"? But what do I know?
All the cruisers who couldn't make it in from the other countries, and there's hundreds of people who couldn't make it in. They're going to get priority to get them on the ship.
I don't really understand what he's saying, but I think he said some people couldn't get in because they failed or they didn't have vaccine. I don't know what.
And also, before we go any further, we should all take a moment to remember somebody who's not here today. And somebody who loved you all and has been a part of the family. And we want to take a moment and just think about Fran, because we miss him so much. All right, God bless Fran.
I'm not sure what he took a sip of, but he barely took a sip.
During the Sail Away show, Kiss did some alive cuts. They did Coming Home. They started off with
Coming Home from first Kiss album.
They did a deep cut, believe it or not. World Without Heroes.
Is that from The Elder?
In Simmons. The first day getting on the Kiss Cruise, we had to go for our COVID test number 2.
COVID test number 2. So wait a minute. So to get on the cruise, you had to be tested before you got your ticket. You had to get tested.
Test number 2.
Wait a minute, back that up. So you got tested before you got on the ship? Is that
day getting on the Kiss Cruise? We had to go for our COVID test number 2.
Okay, so I guess before you got on the ship, you had to get COVID. You had to get tested, and then before you. Wait a minute. You got 2 tests. You haven't even been on the ship yet. You got 2 tests. I don't really understand that.
And we had to wait in line and get tested again after the 96-hour test, and we sat for...
Okay, so you had to have a 96-hour test, and then just in case you were faking those test results, you got to get tested again. Okay, got it. And Gene Simmons is walking on with a napkin over his mouth? What?
An hour and a half or so, then getting on the boat was lots of fun. The first day...
And everybody's wearing a mask, except for Gene is wearing a sponge. He's got a sponge over his mouth, and Paul doesn't have a mask on at all. So,
getting on the Kiss Cruise, we had to go for our COVID test number 2.
Okay, and there you go. That's the end of his report right there. So I called Jay Donelly up and say, I thought you were sending me a report. The thing cuts off after 2 minutes. So he sent me more. Okay, let me close that. No, delete that. Okay. So then he sends me, so I say, where's the rest of the stuff? He goes, well, I don't know. So that's the entire Kiss report. It ends like after the second test. Okay, so then he called back, and so he reported. Thank you, Jay Donelly. He recorded some more things. So here's some more things.
On the Kiss Cruise Sail Away show, Kiss did an electric version this year. They didn't do an acoustic. There was no makeup. It was set out on the pool deck as the cruise liner Norwegian Gem was sailing away. And for 2 songs towards the end of the set, they asked Bruce Kulick to come out. Longtime 10-year guitarist Bruce Kulick. He played Tears Are Falling in Heaven.
Oh, no, Tears Are Falling. Then Heaven's
on Fire, which was pretty cool on the ship. Kiss did 2 makeup shows on the cruise, which was cool.
So they played 2 shows wearing makeup.
First night, let's see, the way it works is the first night, half the ship can go to the theater and actually see the band.
And how's that work? They just assign people. They just say, all right, these people, we're getting you in, and then the rest of you get to go tomorrow, the next night. So does that mean there was 3,000 people on the ship?
Because there's only so many seats in the theater, about 1,500, and then the second night, the other half of the ship, and the opposite night, you get to watch it on closed caption. Whoopee! Huh. But the first night...
So, all right, I'm not really understanding. Okay, I think I get it.
I went to the first show. They did some deep cuts that you would not expect.
Okay, I was here to see if I can recognize these deep cuts.
Did We Are One.
What's We Are One on? I have no idea. I have never heard that song.
They also did She's So European.
I've never heard that song either. What?
Let's see, what else did they do? They did something else.
I would have wanted to hear something like Two Timer or Ladies Room or something from Hotter Than Hell, like Strange Ways. Okay, whatever.
Don't recall, but the second night they did not do those songs. For some reason they weren't happy with it, even though it was cool and everybody liked it. They replaced it with like Firehouse and Making Love, and like
Making Love is good on from Rock and Roll Over.
Shit, but what can you do? So if it was a pop shoot, if you're on the first night or the second night of the Kiss makeup shows, and you got to pay like $250 on top of your cruise to go see those shows.
What? Wait a minute. I wish he would have told me how much this cruise cost. So you bought your fucking Kiss cruise tickets, and you got to pay an extra $250 to see a show wearing makeup. $250 on top of your $3,000 or whatever you had to pay to get on the fucking Kiss cruise. You got to be kidding me, man. I would have been fucking livid.
And if you don't want to, you get the $250 back. So,
Also, you got to pay on top of the... So it comes out of your original ticket. Okay. All right. Well, I think I would have probably... I don't know. I guess I was already paid up front.
It's up to you, or you can watch it on the closed caption if you want to do that. This year, they
If
also
you
had
watch
the
on closed caption, you get your $250 back. I would have done that.
drink package for free.
Wait a minute. What did he say? Let me back it up.
It's up to you, or you can watch it on the closed caption if you want to do that. This year, they also had the drink package for free.
Drink package. What do you get on the drink package? That means you get to drink alcohol.
Since we actually booked this cruise 2 years ago, they just postponed it and moved it a year. So everybody got a free drink package if you booked 2 years ago.
Does that mean you get unlimited drinks?
So that was cool. And
now, see, I wish he would have gone into more detail about what the drink package included. I mean, do you get 1 drink a day or 2 drinks a day or unlimited drinks? Because if it's unlimited drinks, I'd be all over that.
And they had cool cups this year, the collector cups.
Were they plastic cups? I'm guessing they were.
Actually, once you pour liquid in them, they would change color. Of course, they had the Demon, the Catman, Star Child, and the Ace cup, which we'll just call it Spaceman Ace.
Okay.
So that was cool. So getting back to the bands. All right, Bruce Kulick Band is always a top
really?
bill of the Kiss Cruise.
That's a top bill, Bruce Kulick Band. Okay.
These guys come out swinging for the fence. They do a rehearsal, and they only play once. It's not like they take this on tour. You know, they would do like albums in their entirety, you know, Carnival Souls, and this year they did stuff from Animalized, and the cool stuff was they did some Brother Bob Kulick tunes, since Bruce Kulick's brother Bob, who actually mysteriously played on a lot of Kiss albums that nobody knew back in the day, like All American Man and Larger Than Life and things like that. He played guitar, and he also played on Paul Stanley's first solo album from 1978. So they did some Paul Stanley solo songs, which were cool, and they did, you know, a live to the side of Bob Kulick songs. All American Man. Yeah, okay. Night Ranger kicked ass.
Night Ranger.
I saw them once. I saw them once before they performed in my hometown. But on the Kiss Cruise, those guys kicked ass. Of course, they did some fan favorites. And then at the end, I yell Nugent to every band. It could be a freaking polka band, and I'm always yelling, Nugent!
Okay.
So this time it actually freaking worked because they played 2 damn Yankees songs at the end, which was cool. Jack Blades actually did some of the Tommy Shaw vocals, which he normally doesn't do. And, man, he has a pretty damn good voice, so that was cool.
Yeah, Jack Blades, great singer, great bass player.
Queensryche, I have zero report on it because there's a conflict in schedules and so many things going on. And I was in the trivia competition because we were world champions 2 years ago.
He missed Queensryche for trivia. You know what, Jay Donelly? I would have done the same thing.
So I did not get to see Queensryche this year. Liliac, which is another upcoming rock band. It's a family rock band. Their room was like 2 doors down from me, so I bumped them in the hall all the time. They rock. The girl singer is like freaking incredible. She can hit higher notes than like Mariah Carey. So like check them out. They're going to be upcoming. Liliac. They do like rock covers, like metal covers, and they also do some originals. So check out Liliac, man. They're really good. So that's about the short poop of the what I saw. I meant was another thing. Bruce Kulick's second night of the indoor show, his band Erik Singer came out, and they actually did 2 songs from Revenge, like Domino, that Bruce and Erik played on together. So I think it was the first time in many years that they played together. So that was a kind of a bonus. You saw Erik sneaking around in the back, and we're like, what the hell is he doing here? So that was cool. There was the Gene Simmons pick throwing.
I got so many questions. Do the guys at Kiss, do they go out into the, you know, can you see them on the ship, like mingling during these, I don't know how long you're gone, 3 days, 4 days, a week, whatever. Do you see them out and about on the ship, or are they hiding the entire time? I'm guessing they're hiding.
Contest, the Paul Stanley He had his art gallery if you wanted to buy guitars from either Paul or Gene or Tommy. You could have meet.
You could buy some guitars.
Greets.
You pay extra for a meet and greet.
They also had the trivia, which I said I was part of that. They had
I take it you didn't win because you would have told me if you won.
Riff contest, the guitar riff contest, which was really cool. There was even Butler, there was even a bass soloist.
Oh, wow.
Some guy came up and did bass solo, which was really cool.
Wow.
But these guys were really talented.
Uh-huh.
And that was just some of the events. Oh, yeah, Paul did his traditional cooking event this year. He was a little in a pissy mood. But he cooked his pasta. He doesn't like
He made pasta.
people asking him questions, apparently.
Huh.
But
yeah. Remember when we went to the Paul Stanley Q&A and I mentioned something about his cooking.
There's a lot of things going on.
He claims to have invented. Get this. There's a dish with Brussels sprouts, balsamic vinegar, and prosciutto, or pancetta, whatever, bacon. He claims to have invented that dish. That is a fucking classic Italian dish, and he claims to have invented it.
Maybe he was just in a bad mood. His dad passed away, I guess, yesterday, 101, almost.
Yeah, we just talked to him on the phone.
102, that's amazing in itself. So if there's anything else I can think of, Rock and Roll Geek, Dick, I will send to you. But for now, I'm Jay Donelly for MadPod.com and Rock and Roll Geek, semi-reporting live from Kiss Kruise 10.
All right.
In the middle of Belize and Honduras.
Belize. Okay. Well, thank you, Jay Donelly.
Anyway, hey, asshole. If you were such a condescending prick, I wouldn't have done this Kiss Cruise report. Go fuck yourself.
What?
Why don't you do your own fucking report, cheap bastard?
Yeah, okay. All right. Thank you, Jay Donelly, for the Kiss Cruise report. Kiss Cruise 10. Oh, that was fun. All right, let's play another song, and then we will come back and we will do the track by track of the New Darkness, shall we? We're only an hour and 12 minutes into this. Here is a brand new song from, let's see, let me pull up my playlist here. Brand new. What are we going to play? Let's see. Brand new Hardcore Superstar. They got a new album coming out. Let me see if I can find anything about the album here. Hardcore Superstar. Their new album's coming out. It just came out. Oh, wait, no, it's not out yet. Let's see. Let's look on their Facebook. It says, let's see. Our new single, Weep When You Die, from our upcoming album, Abracadabra, is officially released today. I don't know when the album comes out, but this is the new single. It is called Weep When You Die. Weep When You Die. Brand new Hardcore Superstar. All right, there you go. Brand new hardcore superstar. Pretty catchy. A little bit of a cheesy band, but for some reason I kind of like them. And I said that we were going to do a song and then do the track by track of The New Darkness, but I forgot. Chuck Speer called in with a Soul Asylum show review, so all the people who saw on Google that this guy was going to be reviewing The New Darkness a week before it came out, they're an hour and 16 minutes into this waiting for the Darkness review. Well, sorry, friends. I got a Soul Asylum show review to do first. Chuck Speer, are you there, friend? Hello, Chuck Speer.
Hey, Michael, this is Chuck Speer,
Hey,
Rock
Chuck.
and Roll Hoosier, calling in with the show review for Soul Asylum last Saturday,
Chuck Speer, your phone connection is really, really bad, but we'll try to get through it here.
November 6th, in Effingham, Illinois, at the Effingham Performing Arts Center. And it was a evening with Soul Asylum.
Evening with Soul Asylum, okay.
A little bit of background. Effingham is about an hour west of where I live in Indiana, so it's in Illinois. So they had a full-on mask mandate.
Huh, okay.
So
isn't that fun? Going to a show and you got to have a mask on. It's
you
so
had to
much
wear
fun.
a mask going into that, which is lame.
But if you have a beer in your hand the whole time, you don't have to wear the mask, right?
I kind of knew that because I had seen Kansas there a month or two ago. But as soon as everybody sat down and got in their seat, they took their mask off.
Okay.
Most people,
All
I
right,
should
well,
say.
good. All right, that's okay.
So probably.
Yeah, you had to wear a mask at the Thin Lizzy movie or the Phil movie too, Phil Lynott movie. As soon as I got to my seat, my mask came off.
75% of people.
I can't wear the fucking thing, man. I can't breathe. My glasses fog up. I get zits all over my face from I saw people wearing the mask. I mean, nothing against masks. If you want to wear a mask, fine. I don't care. But I saw people wearing the mask. They breathe and they were like, you could see the mask going boo, goo, goo, like expanding and contracting on their face. And these were like some cute girls. And when this whole thing, I shouldn't be saying this. I'm going to get canceled. But when this whole thing first started, everybody was wearing masks outside and stuff. And I'd see hot chicks with masks on. And it became, I talked about this on Mad at Dad, I think. It became kind of like a turn on to see girls with masks on for some reason. I know that's sexist to say. But after seeing their faces like puffing out and the masks are all dirty and they're like expanding and contracting on their face, and some of them are wearing it so big and it's like covering their whole face, and now it doesn't turn me on anymore. Let's just say that.
People didn't have masks on the majority of the evening, and whenever anybody was eating or drinking, you could lift your mask. So
yeah, exactly.
Most people were drinking, so it was.
Yeah, the rule that doesn't make sense, does it? I don't want to go off on the. I know people think I'm an anti-vaxxer or whatever. You got to wear your mask to get in there, and then you can take it off when you're drinking. You put it back. It's confusing.
Kind of interesting just to kind of see people kind of look around and see that other people weren't wearing them.
Yeah.
Even though they had ushers.
Yeah. Is it okay to take my mask off? Can I put it on now? Can I take it off? Put it on? It's confusing.
Kind of monitor.
What the fuck is going on? Oh, we're not free. We're in a fucking prison.
And all that. So by the end of the night, there might have been 100 people there.
What do you mean, Butler, you're not free? You can go see Soul Asylum. You can go see the movie. You just got to put your mask on.
That were wearing masks. Which, the theater itself, I think I've mentioned to you before, is a 1,400-seat theater. So it's medium size, so you get national acts, but it's a really great place to see a show because there's all the sight lines are good, the sound is good, seats are comfortable. It's just a really nice place to see a show, and it's built for music, so
that's good.
But the crowd for that show was a little bit smaller.
Oh, really? I'm gonna guess
it was around 400 to 450.
I was gonna
1,400 seat.
I tried to pause it. I was gonna take a guess, and I know you're gonna think I'm bullshitting you. I was gonna guess there were 400 people there.
theater, so not the best attended, but the people that were there were very into it. So a lot of couples there, a lot of people, 40s and 50s. I guess
right.
that
Soul
their
Asylum
music was
fans.
popular in the around early 1990s, mid 1990s. So that makes sense that they're probably 10 years younger than me. But so a lot of people were in their 40s. Actually, a lot more women than I thought that were there than I thought there would be. So nowadays, the only original member.
Did I tell you that I saw, because Dave Perner used to live in San Francisco because when he was with Winona Ryder, and I was working in this neighborhood called Pacific Heights, which is a rich neighborhood, and that's where they lived, and I saw them drive by me in a nice car, and he was driving the car, and she was in the passenger side, Winona Ryder and Dave Perner.
Is Dave Perner from the classic days. He has Michael Bland on drums.
Yeah, only original member Dave Perner.
Who used to play with Prince.
That guy's
he's
been with
had
him for a
Ryan
while.
Smith on lead guitar, which he kind of looks a little bit like Dan Murphy. He jumps around a lot more.
Dan Murphy, it's a bass player who died, right?
So I was impressed by his lead guitar player. He was nailing it and really getting into it. He kind of reminds me a little bit of like he would fit in Everclear, which obviously I did a show review a few months ago. But younger guy, I'd say he was probably in his late 30s, early 40s, but a lot of energy. Played a Les Paul most of the night. Then they had a bass player, Jeremy Tapero, who had just filled in for the tour. He was really solid, though. Obviously I shot you a picture of his SVT amp.
Because Tommy Stinson was playing with him for a while.
And he was playing a Fender, I think it was a P bass. Yeah. You probably saw that picture. I think it was a P bass Precision. So anyway, onto the set list. So I told you about the crowd, and
now I don't know all the Soul Asylum songs, but we'll see if I can remember them.
The makeup of the crowd and everything. So no opening act, just an evening with Soul Asylum. So right about 5 after 8,
that means a long set, right?
Started out their set. So they opened up with "Got It Pretty Good."
I don't know that one.
Which is on their latest full studio album.
I'm not crazy about that album. I know that Eddie Trunk says it's one of his top albums of the year, and I think it's not a great album myself.
Called "Hurry Up and Wait." Then they went straight into one of their big hits, "Somebody to Shove."
I want somebody to shove. That's okay.
Off of Grave Dancers Union. That was early 90s, 1992. That was the one that had the big hits on it, which we'll talk about in a moment.
Yeah. But, down with the runaway train. When Exodus played Minneapolis, I swear this is true. I went into the mall. It was freezing cold, and we got there early or something like that. So I went shopping, and went into Macy's or something like. Hold on, the dog's going through here. I went into Macy's and walked by the men's clothing department, and the guy working the men's clothing department, I swear to God, it was Dave Perner. It looked exact, and he looked miserable. It's like, I used to be in Soul Asylum, and I'm working. This is before they had before Grave Dancers Union, when I was in Exodus. So, yeah, pardon me, I'm burping. It's fine. Tecate. All right, back to you, Dave. I'm losing it. I'm falling asleep, man. Back to you, Chuck Speer.
That song, I think it's great, and they were very well into it, and good mix overall for this whole set. As far as, good mix of old and new songs, and good mix of separation of instruments. You could hear everything really, really clearly, which is surprising because they're kind of more of a alternative, I don't want to say punk. Punk's not the right word, but they are punky, where they're not
Yeah,
so
kind of replacements ish.
much into playing with precision, although they did play with a lot of
Let me tell you
precision.
something. That album, the album with cartoon on it. Let me pull up my Soul Asylum. What the hell's that album called? Oh fuck! This is I'm losing my rock credibility here with not remembering what the name of that album is. Soul Asylum. Soul Asylum. Soul Asylum. Soul Asylum. Not Change of Fortune. Not Delayed Reaction. Not Grave Dancers. Hang Time. Hang Time. Great album. Songs on Hang Time. Pretty complicated tunes, I believe.
More than some of the other footage I had seen of them on YouTube of this tour, so they sounded really good. So after Somebody to Shove, the second song, they played Misery, which again, one of their bigger hits.
Yeah.
And that's off your
Frustrated Incorporated. Right?
Let Your Dim Light Shine, which was the album after Grave Dancers Union that had all the big hits on it. So they were still pretty popular at the time, mid-90s, still on MTV and everything. Then they went old school and played Little Too Clean off of Hang Time, which came out in 88.
A little bit of Little Too Clean here. Little Too Clean. Let me turn it up here. All right, there you go. Yeah, Hang Time.
When I first started liking the band, and
me too.
I saw them on that tour, the Hang Time tour, on my birthday, 1988.
I hope they played cartoon. Chuck Speer
in Annapolis, and I know you know the Vogue, so.
Yeah, the Vogue. Yes, I do know the Vogue. Right next, it was in Broad Ripple.
Very small crowd that night too, a couple hundred people. So, fifth song in the set was "Losing It," which I had to do a little research on that. I couldn't readily find out where that was from. It was actually from a soundtrack, "I Know What You Did Last Summer," 1997.
Oh yeah,
so that's why it was so tough to find. Sixth song of the set, "Nice Guys Don't Get Paid," and that was on the album "And the Horse They Rode In On."
Oh yeah, that's a good album
99.
too.
Then seventh song in the set, "String of Pearls," was also on "Let Your Dim Light Shine," same album as "Misery." And after that song, it was kind of funny. Dave Pirner did a joke, a U2 joke. He said, Bono and The Edge walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "Who are you two?" Ba-dum-bum. So anyway, that was not the only joke he did. He did several jokes the whole night.
I hope they were all that funny.
Funny. Eighth song, "If I Told You," which that is on the latest album also, "Hurry Up and Wait."
Hurry Up and Wait. Do I have Hurry Up and Wait? I think. Do I have it on here? On this? No, I don't have it on. You know, I think I listened to it and I didn't even bother putting it on my iTunes.
That came out last year, and I really like that song. You got to dig that up and play it. It's kind of mid-tempo ballady, but really good lyrics.
Well, I'm gonna have to revisit it then, Chuck Speer. If you say it's good, I might have to revisit. Maybe I'm wrong about their new album.
Catchy melody. So I really dig that song, even though I don't have that album. That was a highlight of the set for me. The ninth song, by the way, is off an album called "Delayed Reaction" that was came out in 2012.
Yeah, I have that.
I didn't know that album at all either. So, but a good song. 10th song, "Homesick," again off of Grave Dancers Union, which has "Somebody to Shove," "Runaway Train," "Black Gold," so a lot of hits on that album. So that was one of 5 songs they did off of that album, which makes sense, but they didn't overdo it. Then 11th song, "Veil of Tears," also on the album, and "The Horse They Rode In On," 1999.
And I don't have all these songs on my iTunes. I got CDs somewhere or vinyl. I think might have them on vinyl up there, and I should pull a vinyl out. But as usual, I'm not prepared, Chuck Speer.
12th song in the set was Lately, that came off the Silver Lining album when they got back together in 2006. Then Good For You is the next.
Wait a minute, what song? Lately's the same? What is it? Same. Lately. Okay, let's hear that. Lately here.
There was tear gas floating.
Yeah, that album, that's got some good songs in that album.
Also off that same album, The Silver Lining.
Wait a minute, wait, hold on a second, back it up here.
Gold, so a lot of hits on that album. So that was one of 1, 2,
backed up a little bit too
3,
far, of course.
4, 5 songs they did off of that album, which makes sense, but they didn't overdo it. Then 11th song, Veil of Tears, also on the album, and the horse they wrote in on 1999. 12th song in the set was Lately, that came off the Silver Lining album when they got back together in 2006.
Now, Stand Up and Be Strong was the hit off that album, or the single.
Then Good For You is the next song, also off that same album, The Silver.
Here, Good For You. Good For You. 11th song. Okay, all right, good for you.
Lining. 14th song, Hopped Up Feeling, which was off the latest album, Crave and Wait. So they did 1, 2, 3 songs off of the latest album. So they really did a nice balance of old stuff, popular stuff, and new stuff.
Yeah. I think that Dave Pirner guy is an extremely talented dude, obviously.
Then it was kind of funny at the beginning of that song. By that time, I had third row center seats, right in front of Dave Pirner, and I walked up to the stage, and you could hear, a pin drop. So you could hear every little interaction between the band. And Dave Pirner was about ready to start the song Black Gold, the big hit from Grave Dancers Union, and Michael Bland was like, Dave, stop, no, wrong song. And he was like, kind of looks back at him, and he clicks off the song Hopped Up Feeling, and they started off. So they didn't get into the song Black Gold, but he was like, he might have got one measure into it, so it wasn't a total train wreck, but it was kind of funny. So the next song was Black Gold, big hit, everybody goes nuts. And next song, the biggest hit, 186 million plays on Spotify.
Hey there, like a runaway train.
Wow, Runaway Train. So, in fact, our band plays that too. So, biggest hit for the band towards the end of the set. But not the closer. And then the 17th song was Closer to the Stars, which is on an album. The album.
No Stand Up and Be Strong and no cartoon.
Right before Hang Time. It was called While You Were Out, 1986. So I didn't realize that they went back quite that far. I thought they were like mid to late 80s when they started out. But so the last song in the set was Just Like Anyone, which I love that song. And that is on Let Your Dim Light Shine, which had Misery on it and String of Pearls. So, that was a real popular album.
No Stand Up and Be Strong. Let's a little bit of Stand Up and Be Strong. This song is good. Stand Up and Be Strong. Stand Up and Be Strong. Get through the mellow shit.
You might be right.
catchy tune. I like that song.
too.
And Cartoon is their best tune.
Then they came back out for encore and did Can't Even Tell, which is off the Clerks movie soundtrack. And then closed out with April Fools, which is also on Grave Dancers Union. So again, just really high energy, fun night. Crowd for us, that small of a crowd, 450 people, to be that into it. It had been the first time that venue had an alternative band, and they said, we we did an experiment, so I had the feeling that since they only filled 450 seats out of 1,400, they probably won't have any of those 90s alternative rock type bands coming back. But it sure was great the night. An hour there, comfortable seat, stand up in the front, great sound, not having to listen through 4 or 5 bands, got home by midnight, just a real nice evening out. So that is my review for Soul Asylum last Saturday night, Effingham, Illinois. Stay frosty.
All right. Stay frosty, Chuck Speer. Thank you for the show review. You too can leave me a show review. Area code's don't call in. Just record it on your phone and email it to me, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. I got to use the bathroom really bad. And you know what? I told you I was going to do the track by track of The New Darkness, but we're an hour and 38 minutes into this, and I'm on no sleep. I promise you, friends, you're going to hate me. I understand if you want to unsubscribe, but I will do a show on Monday night, and there'll be no donation segment or anything. It'll just be boom right into the track by track. See, that makes me a liar and a phony because I said I don't care if people, because it's going to come off as me. Just when it's going to come off of me trying to get people to listen to the show, because they're going to Google it and all they're going to hear is the track by track review. Maybe I should call this one the track by track. I don't know. Well, fuck it. I'm a liar and a poser and a phony baloney. What do you want from me, friends? I mean, I could keep going, but would you really want me to blaze through the darkness? I think I would like to give it a very deep analysis, as they say in the music biz or the podcast biz. All right, friends. So if you tuned in thinking you were going to be hearing the track by track of the darkness, although I don't know why you would, because I never said I was going to do it this soon, but I promise you, friends, I will do the track by track on Monday. I got Plunkett's. I got JJ Savage practice tomorrow, because the JJ Savage is playing the Whiskey A Go-Go on the 27th with a bunch of bands. If you're down in L.A., send me an email. I'll get you in, friends. I think we got a shitload of tickets to give away. So if you're in L.A. and want to come to the JJ Savage show, we're probably going like 8 o'clock or something like that. It's on a Saturday. That's next Saturday night, or it's the 27th of November. So I got JJ Savage rehearsal tomorrow, and then I'm flying down to LA for Plunkett's rehearsal on the following Saturday. I got a Butler's gig on Friday. I got to work on Plunkett's tunes and Butler's tunes, but I'm going to promise you I'm going to do track by track review of The Darkness on Monday night. Okay, friends? I will not practice, so stay tuned for that. All right, I'm going to close out the show now with Soul Asylum. This song is called Cartoon. Thank you so much for listening, friends. It's a train wreck. Yes, I know, but they all are. But I can't promise, like I say always, I can't promise every show will be good, but it will be honest, and it'll be from my heart. And I'm about to piss my pants if I'm going to be honest with you. So here is Cartoon. Thank you for listening. rockandrollgeek.com is where you can find the show. Send me an email, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. Find me on the Facebook R&R Geek Facebook group, Rock and Roll Geek Facebook group. You got to answer 2 questions, etc., etc. Find me on the Instagram, Rock and Roll Geek. Don't ask. Find me on the Twitter, R&R Geek. And I'll talk to you soon. Here is Soul Asylum from Hang Time. This is Cartoon. I'll talk to you on Monday, friends. Soul Asylum cartoon.
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.